My dad's girlfriend is trying to get rid of me. I am not op. Original post by you, throw RAEVL stepmom in our relationship advice. This was previously posted here a year ago. And NBSP. My dad's 43 girlfriend is trying to get rid of me. 15F. The 20th of July 28. My mom passed away 5 years ago and I think of her every day. My dad went through a really bad depression and I had to take care of myself basically. During the Christmas holidays my dad told me that he had been seeing someone for a while. I noticed that he was happier and I guess I was happy for him. I didn't want him to be lonely forever, but I did feel like my mom was being erased completely. He never wanted to talk about her and he got rid of all pictures with her in them. He said that his GF will be spending Christmas with us and then moving in. I wasn't happy at all. I don't even know her, but I didn't say anything. I met her on Christmas and usually my dad and I put the star on the tree that day. We would put the star on the tree and watch The Grinch. It's our tradition and we kept it even when we were grieving my mom. It's the only tradition from when she was with us that we actually kept. When his girlfriend came over he put the star on with her while I was in the bathroom. Also we didn't watch The Grinch because she hates it. I know I sound spoiled and childish, but I was so angry. We've been doing this my whole life and she just came in and destroyed it. The whole night she didn't even bother getting to know me at all. She was all over my dad and pretty much ignored me. I told my dad about how upset I was about our tradition and he said I should grow up and that things change. I didn't like her because she gave me a bad feeling, so I never got close to her. She complained to my dad about it and he got mad at me for not making her feel welcome. I felt bad because she makes my dad really happy, so I tried being more friendly with her. In front of my dad she was nice to me, but when we were alone she ignored me or spoke to me with attitude. She even told me that I was a brat and I make my dad's life harder. I told him, but he didn't believe me and yelled at me for trying to sabotage his relationship. He said that I wanted him to die alone and be sad and that I was selfish. I was so shocked because none of it is true. My dad basically treated me like I wasn't there at all after that. I felt like I did when my mom died. All alone. I stayed up really late one night because I just couldn't sleep and wanted to sneak in a midnight snack. The GF was in the kitchen on FaceTime, so I decided to be nosy and listen. She was talking about my dad and how much she loves him. Then she said that he had this dumb daughter, and she wondered if it was too late for adoption. Her and her friend laughed at that. She said that I was a little BTCH and she hated me. Her friend then said something about boarding school or military school, but I left so I didn't hear the rest. I was so exhausted from all the crying I did, so I actually slept. I didn't tell my dad and I don't even know if I should, since he probably won't believe me. I really miss my mom. I kinda want to go live with my grandparents, mom's parents, now, but I don't want my dad to think that I'm leaving him. What do I do? Can I even do anything? How do I get my dad to listen to me? Would I be wrong for leaving? And NBSP. Update. My dad's 43 girlfriend is trying to get rid of me. 15F. The 8th of October 20. Hi. Since my last post I spoke to my grandparents and told them everything. I asked if I could stay with them if I wanted to and they agreed. I then spoke to my dad again and tried to tell him how I felt and what I had heard. I didn't want to film or record because I knew that he would be mad at that and wouldn't listen. He didn't believe me again and thought that I was jealous of having to share him with someone else. I got upset and told him that I was leaving so he could live happily ever after without the burden of having me around. He looked shocked but didn't say anything. I had already packed my bags and had brought some things to my grandparents' house already. My dad didn't speak to me for the rest of the day. My grandfather picked me up and I've been there since. I haven't gone home and I haven't heard from my dad. My grandparents told me that they would handle my dad and that I shouldn't have to be the one doing it. I'm upset that my dad hasn't called or texted me once to see if I'm okay. At the same time, I'm feeling so much better being with my grandparents. My grandmother is probably the sweetest person ever, and my grandfather is a little rough around the edges, but he's really a softie. And NBSP. Update to update. My dad's 43 girlfriend is trying to get rid of me. 15F. The 20th of August 17. My dad came to visit me at my grandparents' place to talk to me. He brought his girlfriend with him. He said, "GF and I have been talking and we decided that it's best that you stay here." My dad said that I can come clean out my room completely and he'll help. He also said that after I get my things we should also take a break from each other and reevaluate things in a few months or however long it takes. His GF then said something about how she'll take care of my dad for me. In a few days I'll be going over with my grandparents to get my stuff. We'll also be getting the important papers that some of you have mentioned. It doesn't look like I'll be going home anytime soon. I have a new home now, I guess. TBH, I have been feeling pretty bad about some of the comments. Specifically the ones saying that since I probably remind him of my mom, that's why he's like that with me. He got rid of everything of my mom's and I was the last piece of my mom, so it makes sense he doesn't want me anymore. I really wish she was still here. I think he wants to start over and I wasn't part of that plan. So I guess that's it. Thank you for all the kind comments. And NBSP. Reminder, I am not the original poster. My heart is breaking for Oop. I cannot believe the callousness and cruelty her father is inflicting on her. I'm so glad she has her grandparents to support her. It might be mean-spirited, but I low-key hope he ends up miserable with the new girlfriend. Poor kid. In all honesty, though, she's better off with her grandparents. But, yeah, she's gonna have a ton of therapy bills. When his GF breaks up with him or he gets sick years down the road, he'll want to reconnect. I hope she tells him to go to hell. I have very rarely wanted to beat a dude senseless as much as I want to beat this dude senseless. Maybe it's because he's my age and his daughter is only a little older than my kid. I can't even begin to imagine treating her that way. You don't take a break from your child. Never mind your child who already lost her mother. This hurt to read. That poor child wasn't even angry. Just beyond hurt, and as if she expected him not to love her enough. And how dare he turn up with his GF who he knows was the catalyst spouting what they think is best. I hope Oop is doing well and is NC with them. Oop should delete her father from her life. He doesn't deserve any contact with his daughter. Oh my god. Wow. Big up yours to the dad. If anyone needs a cleanse after this, a recent post here about a dad's reaction to his son's coming out is a great example of what how to good dad versus this blatant case of how to bad dad. Reading this has upset me so much. I have no words. I hope Oop is doing okay. Okay, it's sad he didn't trust his daughter, but since she has no proof, that might reaches the part where dad basically surrenders the kid. Never mind. He's trash. OOP's sperm donor. He does deserve to be called a father. Is trash. I hope Oop avails herself to therapy to work through this and realize she did nothing wrong. All of this is on her dad. This enrages me. What a selfish father. I do not get it. How can a parent abandon their child so easily? I'm a happily married dad. My wife and I have discussed arrangements for if each of us dies when kids are still home. It's simple. My kids come first, no ifs, no buts. If I'm widowed, then any future partner would need to fit in with my family. Not the other way around. If they couldn't, they'd be out. Why does he talk to his daughter like she's some sort of other woman? She's jealous. Let's take a break from each other. Yuck. Hope he enjoys the nursing home after abandoning his kid. Geez, what a waste of skin that dad is! Exclamation mark. I hope the grandparents go after child support for that poor sweet child. I bet little miss, I'll take care of your dad, will bounce once she sees the money going out. We should take a break from each other. No, you can't just take a break from your underage child like she is something you can just throw aside. If I was those grandparents, I don't know how I'd be able to keep from decking him for that comment. Alone. 2 years have gone by. I wonder what's progressed since. Years ago, my abusive parents kicked my bio sibling out after a stupid fight escalated to a full mental break. And they dared speak out to the school for help. The relatives who took her in tried to take me as well. Knowing the family history, and I had to listen to my father scream into the phone, "Fine. Daughter number 2 is all yours. Take the little BTCH." His wife stopped him, spoke to me softly, told me it was my choice. But if I stayed, she promised things would change and be better. His wife was our primary abuser. It took less than 2 months for her to stop pretending. With my sibling no longer around to defend me, it didn't get better. It got worse. It stayed worse for over a decade after. And I am now no contact with almost my entire family for years of abuse, gaslighting, and silence. Moral of the story: it is the most painful feeling in the world to hear your own parent discard you. But someday, many years from now, I hope Op realizes sooner what it took me too long to realize. It is better that he let her go, because letting her go spared her years of abuse, resentment, neglect and trauma at this vile woman's hand, while he sat idly by, angry at his daughter instead of her abuser. This poor girl.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.